Greetings, wannabe love tappers, wannabe gamers. Coming back at you with another beautiful video. This one is not a practice review, it's going to be an overall review, so we're going to take our time, we're going to go slow, we're going to... Is this music too loud? This music might be too loud. Got for you today some Witcher ambiance music. Now, Witcher Wild Hunt was a beautiful game. Now, those familiar with Cyberpunk 2077, it's also made by the same company. Unfortunately, that game started out at sucking. But they still have The Witcher 3 set up in their arsenal, so still have respect, but always be aware of product obsolescence. It's a real thing, it's affecting my video games, and I don't like it. Anyways, sidetrack, or another sidetrack to the sidetrack. I did upgrade my equipment. I did get a new camera. I also got new monitors. They're quite big, so if you see me looking around a lot, it's because the monitor is pretty big. Also using a different microphone. No longer using the headset microphone. So if I sound worse or better, let me know. Also, gonna throw out a little something special. Now, I'm recording this video at the time finals have finished, so congratulations. I hope you did not fail in your finals. I know you find out the grade of your finals quickly. You can now relax, take a deep breath. Find a good video game to play and play the shit out of it. If you're not into that, go work out, go pump some iron. Talk to a friend, talk to a fellow love tapper. I know a few of you love tappers are very familiar with each other. Find someone that you haven't hung out with in a while. Just reach out to them, tell them how you're doing, make sure everything's good, because you're gonna have to get ready for the next semester. But you know, you got a decent amount of time until that happens, but look out for each other, that's the most important part. Also have some fun this Christmas holiday break. I'm sorry. We live in a society. So if you see me looking to the left a lot, it's because I have another monitor there and I need to look at myself because I'm narcissistic, but I also want to make sure everything looks good for your presentation purposes. So what we got today is a big one. Should mainly just be this. I put horizontal stack in there just to really emphasize the formation we're using. Also, mainly going over Zone today. This is everything you need to know about Zone. Specifically about defense, but I will hit offense a little bit. I have another video out that's a bit more detailed about what I've been looking for concerning offensive cuts against a Zone defense, but I'll also hit them here in detail, so don't worry. But another thing. So I've been taking attendance quite seriously as of late. I do want the people, so if you miss, I want to make this an announcement in this video. I want to make it a little subtle. If you're also watching, let people know that you see that don't come, that they can watch these videos and earn attendance. This one specifically is going to be like a bonus attendance, so let me know if you actually watch this video. On top of that, let me know something you learned from the video, something you wish to see. It can be anything. Just prove to me that you watched this video. Like, I don't know, quote me or something. Because if you tell me you watch this video and then you're at practice and you're dominating, I'm gonna be like, excellent work, excellent. But if you say you watch this video and then you just start messing up the things I explained in this video, then I'll be like, what's going on here? Alright, so I do put out practice reviews. I didn't put one out before the finals week because we didn't really do too much drilling. It was a bit more fun practice, but I will sort of count this video as one of as that attendance sort of. So if you watch this, you get bonus attendance. I'll mark it down. So let other people know it's worth attendance. I won't be telling you. I'll be seeing the results, I think. But what I really wanted to emphasize is that if you miss and you watch the practice review, this will be very heavy in the spring, and then you watch that practice review, and then you let me know that you watched it, but you had a missed practice. Also let us know when you missed practice, just so we have a number count, and just so you can be aware of things going on. Just let me know that you watched it, prove to me that you watched it, and then I'll change the attendance for that practice. Now the practice reviews will be about hopefully 20 minutes. I plan on making this pretty quick. Whenever I do a big review like this one, which is sort of everything in one, I don't plan to rush it. I plan to take as much time as my brain needs, and I will say whatever comes to my mind, and whatever comes to my mind is something I think you guys should know. So with that out of the way, did get some blood work taken. My band-aid just fell off. I'm gonna throw this away real quick. Okay. Welcome to the zone overview. I sort of emphasized this already. Mainly man defense. Mainly not man defense for a horizontal stack. It will be zone defense. Alright, so I will be reviewing zone entirely, from the cup to the mid guys to the deep. I will be saying the vocab words that you should know with those specific positions. I'll also throw in what the offense should be doing and why they are in that position. And yeah, just doing a full-blown review. Alright, so I have it written here if you ever look and just read through these. You can also do that. I post the alti plays separately from the videos, so you can actually just read the alti play. That will also count as attendance. But if you're confused and you really are enthusiastic about getting better, learning, and you just like to hear my voice because it's soothing, and background music, maybe you're studying for an exam or you're just playing a video game and it's on in the background, I'll do whatever you like. I'll throw in my own spices with my voice of secrets I might have come across or whatever. So let's jump right into it. I also have the drawing tools. Booyah, right there. So I'll be drawing like usual. Alright, let's break it down. Number one, let's break down the defense players. These are the gray players. They are separated into 3 sections. Now, when I say zone is not man coverage. You are not playing against, you're not covering a man, you are covering an area. So let me break up the field into sections here. That Witcher music is And then we got all the battlefield. So what we got, defensive players' perspectives. You got this area covered by number 6. You got this area covered by number 5. You got this area covered by number 4. Okay. You got number 7 covering everything that's back here. Alright. You got cup. Let's break up the cup sections. 1, simply marking. He's going to be covering stuff behind him. So his section's actually like... So the marked section's sort of covering this side. Okay. Also this space maybe. Okay. And this will change as it swings. You got this guy covering this space. Mainly, it also extends out a little bit. So this space here, like this little, there's a pentagon. Pentagon is his. The reason why I have some space out here, he's not moving left and right, his arms are out. Okay? He's not moving over here. He's not moving over here. He's using that wingspan to cover that area. Okay? Now we got some albatrosses on the team, and I want you to be an albatross. Cover those areas with your arms, like so. Okay? Same idea applies to 3. Okay? You want to make it hard to go in those gaps if you're the thrower. But you want to make them look a little bit open so they choose that to do that. Okay? So that's the cup. So now that we covered the spaces, I think I forgot to mention. Actually, we'll just jump into the specifics. So those are all the areas. Let's jump into the specific positions. These 3 guys, referring to the gray players, okay, are known as the cup. I'm not going to write that on the screen. These 3 guys, it's called the cup, just like this shape around the thrower. If it goes over here, the shape moves up here. And always retain this shape. If it comes down here, it's going to change. We'll get to that. But the formation of the cup will follow the person that's marking. So that's Mark. 2 is playing the position of not necessarily in front of the thrower. So right in front is right here. He's playing off to the right of the front of the thrower. He is stopping inside-out throws with the flick. Okay? So it's pretty difficult if he stands off to the right over here. If he was standing right in the middle, inside-out's very optional, or very viable. And then lastly, we got off, or the other word I don't like, swing. I like off because swing represents something else in Frisbee, but hey, this is my personal opinion. I'll still use it because we voted on swing is still a viable option. It just confuses the hell out of me whenever people say it. So that's swing, or off. He is standing off to the left from the center, right in front of the thrower. His job is to stop anything that comes this said direction in between 5 and 4. So that's all the cup. Let's move on to the midfield guys. So whenever we say left and right here, it's referring to when you're looking at the thrower. Everyone's looking at the thrower. So the left wing here is this person, is 4. The right wing refers to 6. Okay? These are called the wings. The term wing is also confusing because in offense these are considered the wings. So if you guys have other words that would be beneficial to us using, let me know, because that also confuses the hell out of me. That's just what we've done for as long as I can possibly remember. And I always have to ask, are you talking about offense or are you talking about defense? Because someone might be talking about offense, but then I think they're talking about defense, and then I'm like, what? And then I was like, oh, you're talking about offense. Okay, whatever. Tangents aside, if you have any good words for those, let me know. I am very open to any of those terms that we might use. But for now, those are the wings. Usually, in the past, for my personal preference, I have just said mid-left and mid-right. And I've used the term wing for the offensive players. But recently we've been sort of interchanging those. But I like to say this is the mid-mid, this is the mid-right, this is the mid-left. It's also the right wing and the left wing and the short deep. Sorry to spoil the fun on this guy, but this is known as the short deep. Why the name short deep? It's a great question. I really have no idea. I guess because this guy's the deep. This guy's just in more, so just short deep. I don't know. Now, a term I don't disagree with is the deep. I think that's a great name. Just really embellish that he's the farthest back. It's really simple. But let's say focused on the mid guys. Remember their areas. They are not playing man. They are covering their area. So in case the disc comes into that area, they're ready to attack it. It can be in any direction. If you're watching the thrower, you're looking at people sort of coming in front of you. So if 7 went in front of 4, 4 would have a hard time covering the throw that came to 7 if it's in front of him. Because the disc, 1, the disc is traveling a shorter distance. 2, the disc is not in the air for as long because it's traveling the shorter distance, unless they throw like some weird lobby one. Then 4 is able to stop that. I think that's the only reasons. And also just makes it hard for 4 to get in front of 7 to block it. So if somebody gets in front of you, but they're still in your space, you want to try to stay close to them until it's too far in, to the point where it now becomes the responsibility of the cup. And this is where communication is key with zone defense. It is incredibly important. So let's say 7 goes in too far, 4 follows him a little bit, but then stops, and he's like, okay, what should I say? You could say cup crash, but if 7's not close enough, 3 cannot crash. 3 can crash whenever the popper is really close to the thrower, and 3 can follow. Or if he comes this way, 3 can follow. Straight in. That's supposed to be a straight line, I'm sorry. Imagine that's a straight line. He's not moving left. I'll get to that in more detail later on. Alright. Same idea for 6, same idea for 5. 5 is covering the space. Things I see at practice actually is that 5 is too far away and leaves this space right near open. It's a big no-no. You want to make that space look like it's not even open at all, so you want to be moving in. This also forces the thrower, if they choose to go in the middle, to throw a more lobbier pass that goes a greater distance, giving you enough time to catch it. Now 5 needs to be ready to move back and left, or back right, or just straight back to block a throw that comes straight towards the middle. And it's going to have to be a high throw, because if you're getting around these tall boys here, you're getting around another tall boy by going over here, like wide, like over curved. Perfect scenario. I think the hardest one to stop would be like a scuba throw, but scuba is hard to pull off in my opinion. If you can do it, go for it, but if not, also high releases, that's very viable. But usually it's just hard to see that open as the thrower. So if 5 is in, 1 is looking at all these big boys right in front of him. This is similar to 4-man cup. Very similar. 4-man cup is like they have 4 people in the cup instead, and it makes it so hard to see around them. I think State College Ultimate, the boys that are in the community, played against one of the LoveTap teams, and they ran this, and I heard some bad news about that game, but it was a good learning experience. So don't be scared if you see something like that. The best way to beat a 4-man cup is to break the cup first, and then work your way down the field. I'll run through that in more detail later on in the presentation. Oh Jesus, we're only on slide 2. That's okay, we're here for the fun parts. Let's move this guy back. Lastly, number 7, he's the deep. I'll talk a bit more about him later on. Let's see if I have anything to say here. Then I go over cut movement here. 7 will cover anyone that comes back here. He doesn't let anyone go behind him. He can cover 2 people at once also. Just real quick, if 7 and 4 are back, 7 can stay in the middle. 7 can stay in the middle. He doesn't need to commit to one person and then call one of these guys back. No. 7 can cover 2 people. The time he can't cover them is whenever one's like really pushing it and the other one's in, forcing him to move just backwards. 7 does not move right or left. Okay? You will move straight back or straight in, depending on how far away the mark and the mid guys are. And where the farthest person back is. So if everyone's up here, 7 can move in a little bit. Not too much, doesn't really need to be that much, but be ready to move left or right. Once the disc is up in the air, that's when you move left or right. So you're ready to move any direction, but in general, if the disc is not in the air, we're not going downfield. You're moving down and back based off how far up this disc goes. And it's not going big lobby all the way down here. Alright? Alright. That is zone defense. Play that back through if any of it was confusing. And also see where confusion will come into play here whenever we talk about terms and stuff. But let's move on. We will now review cut movement. So we did drill this. Whoop, what the frickety frack. For some reason my pointer's a little weird. Let's swing it off to the brake side. Let's say that happens in real time. The cup. Notice how cup stays together. Cup stays together. Always. 2 is watching. As it swings, 2 watches the mark. 3 watches the mark. Always staying at this angle. I don't know, what do you call that? 45, maybe 35. Call it 35. 35 degrees-ish from 1 to a little bit less than that. I'd call it maybe 20, 25. Yeah, 25. Okay. So as 1 moves to mark, now the disc is at 3. Green 3. 2 and so as 1 goes to cover green 3, I'm sorry, gray 1 goes to cover green 3, gray 2 and gray 3. I'll just use actual terms now with the cup. So the mark, apex, and off, or swing, will stay in this formation as they move this way. Okay? Let's get rid of all that. They stay together. Note 2 here, once he gets here, doesn't need to be over here because there's a sideline there and you're not really covering anything that's going inside out here. Okay? So 2 can play a bit more in front here when it's on the brake side. Alright? 3 will listen to 5, tell him to move left or right. 6 will listen, or I'm sorry, gray 2 will listen to 6 to move left or right because it's wasted space to be standing here if you're 6, but more useful if you're like moving this way and 6 has this lane covered. You can cover, you know, just listen to the mid guys if you need to move because they will guide you. If they say to move left a little bit, that means they have that spot covered, you can move. But generally it'll look something like this. Right? And the main goal, if you're on offense, is to rather tire out the cup by swinging a lot, or with continuation. We'll get more into with the continuation at the end of the presentation. So let's continue. All right, imagine we swing it now to green 1 in the center from 3. 3 makes this look open on purpose. 3 is not coming in to block that. No, 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 no. 3 is going to come this way. He's going to follow 1 and come this way. Alright? You think about why we do not want to cover that swing. Boom, swing goes off. Parachuting in. Parachuting. Parachuting. 1. The mark does not need to be sprinting to cover 1. This is only true if it starts going towards the trap side. Okay? You can literally be walking as the mark here. The worst thing you can do is sprint in really fast, and it goes right back to the other handler that's on the brake side. It's hard to show on the screen here, but it was easier with the drill we did when we first introduced zone a little bit. We were going over cup. Rushing in as a cup, as a mark specifically, it's hard to move left and right if your momentum is pushing you straight at the guy. So he can swing it right around you and you won't be able to turn directions. Okay. Your momentum's carrying you forward and it makes it hard to change directions left or right. Okay. But now if you're walking in, number 1, it makes it look way harder to hit that throw from this guy swinging it to 3. And 2, won't tire the cup out. So the moment you guys get tired, it's game over. It's gonna be blown out of proportion here. That's really important. Doesn't make sense at a first glance to be walking or coming in slowly. But in practice, I promise you, I will not be telling you this unless I came up with this myself through pure experience. When I was a freshman, they did not really teach you to do this. And after many of games, I see time and time again, even I, as a thrower, as a handler, if I see people sprinting at me, it's game over. I know I can easily break them with stepping out, wide throw, boom. And they're wasting their stamina just sprinting back and forth. And most people teach you to just get to the mark as fast as possible, but I disagree with that. So really let that sink in. You're not going to be yelled at for walking, literally walking. You will get yelled at if the cup breaks its formation. So as he walks in, 2 and 3 are following 1. They're maintaining their angles. They are maintaining the triangle shape. And they are staying together in this formation. 3 is not overexerting his energy to get over here, while 2 is sort of following 1, but too slowly. Look at that big hole he just made. Sorry. Let's actually play this once. Boom. That's a parachute. 3 did not overexert, 2 did not come in too slowly. Look at the hole. If someone was coming straight across the field, they're wide open. So it's more important that these boys stick together as a unit. Boom. Alright. I do have it emphasized here again, but considering I just explained all that, I will just run it through here slowly. Here I'm explaining if one just rushed right in. If the gray defense mark 1 on the board, gray 1, rushed in, green 1 would be able to easily swing it to green 3. And then here, I then explain trap side. The parachuting still applies here. even though I sort of have it animated a little bit slower. But let's walk it through here. So if 1 sends it to green 1, sends it to green 2, apex becomes the mark. 1 and 3 now follow 2. Still relatively maintaining the shape of a triangle. The triangle will now transition past 1, the old mark will come into the dump zone. 2 will be rushing right at the thrower. 3 will be stopping continuation up line. Then as they get settled, 2 comes in slow. 1 and 3 are now sort of in position. 2 can parachute in still. And he's now marking. Alright. 1. Now that I explained that, let's have it play through. Oh. I explained it all here. I think I explained it in words more here about each of their responsibilities now. So this is now known as trap. 2 yells trap whenever it goes to this side. 1 goes and covers the dump space. Anything that goes directly behind is actually want to go off, but then 1 will stop the continuation off the dump. So 1 main job to help 2 to stop one of these guys around 2, to help stop that into midfield. If green 1 comes back to the dump, 1 isn't necessarily playing full man on him. He's going to actually let this go off because you sort of want that throw to happen, but then he's going to stop the continuation to 3 after that happens, which should be midfield. If 3 is still back here, let that go off. Let it. Because homeboy 6 should stop that. I'll explain that in a second. Hopefully that made sense. 3, you're just being a big boy and you're standing right in front. 5 will find the space in between. 6 will inch up a little bit to stop that long swing. 1 stops back to midfield, swings. 4 will move back a little bit, doesn't need to move in as much. 7 can now move this way, 4 can help 7 if need be. But let's not spoil all the fun here. Hopefully this isn't messing up a lot of my animations here. I think that went in there. It's gonna just double check. Okay, yeah, that works good. I do explain that here. Alright, so that's the whole gist of Cup. That's it. That is it. Now we're going to bring it back to center. And we will now integrate the midfielders a little bit more. I sort of spoiled it there. And then I sort of spoiled what I said already with what the mid guys are going to be doing. Let's go back to midfield, and now we'll start to introduce where the midfield guys go with respect to where the cup is. What I try to demonstrate here is what I sort of spoiled at the beginning. I'm sorry. So if a popper is in the midfield space, so this man's space, and he tries to go in front, and he tries to go in front of 5. 5 will move in just a little bit, but not too far in. Once he goes too far in, he moves back. You just don't want to make it look open. That's your only goal. You're not playing man. You're not playing man. You are not looking backwards. You are looking. Every midfielder should have their gaze on the thrower and listen to the deep deep. If 7 says 6 on your left, look behind real quick, see anyone coming in, and try to move in front of them. 5, move right, look behind. Move right and look behind, okay? But then your gaze is back on the thrower. Same idea with 4. Oh, why did I put that arrow there? I'm sorry, that's not correct. 4's gaze is this thrower. That's a mistake. So this is a no-no. Your gaze is not here. Your gaze is here. And another important thing. All these 3 guys are open. Do we want that? Do we want all those guys to be open? Like, why would we let them all open? Doesn't make any sense. Like, why would we want them all to be open? Like, the answer is yes, we do want them to be open, so the swings towards the brakes, towards the trap side can start to happen. Because we want it. Ultimate goal is to get it to this guy. Trap boy. Should have put on trap music. Anyways, 4 and 5 don't stop this from happening. They never try to come in and stop that. Also true for 3. 3 does not try to block this. 3 does not try to block this. 5 doesn't try to block that. And 4 does not try to block this. Ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. With force flick. Phil's ever force backhand. Everything I'm showing you is now flipped and mirrored. We'll get to what 6 does. 6, because he is on the brake side, he has full range to stop a fat swing when disc is over here. But let me not spoil too much of the fun. Let's work it through. Alright, so that was sort of demonstrating you can come in, but not too far. After it's too far, communicate with your other guys. So mid guys are communicating mainly with these 2. Deep is communicating with these 3. And he's not whispering. He's not whispering. Actually, let me do something. I got a new microphone. I'm gonna do something. I'm just gonna do something real quick. Hold on. Am confusion. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hold on. Everyone slow down.
Alright. This is not what 7 should be doing. 6, move left. 5 right, 5 left. 4 right, 4 back, 4 back. 4 back, 5 left.
Let's turn that shit off. You're not whispering. No whispering. No quietness. No normal talking like this. You should be screaming. Screaming. I'm not going to do that right now, but you should be screaming. 7 should be screaming. 6! Move left! That was a whisper of the scream, but cut out the whisper, you're actually screaming. You need these guys to hear you. So far at practice, I'd say 2 of you properly communicate. I'm not going to say who those people are, but I hope you know who you are. I'll spoil one of them. Nick Gailey is one of them. He screams which is perfect. I, for one, I am to blame sometimes. I don't even scream sometimes. You have to be like in the mode to scream. That's where we call a timeout. We get everyone amped. We bring up the excitement. We bring up the energy. 6, 5, 4. You're screaming at these boys. Sideline, not so much. Sideline will be mainly talking to these boys. But we're just getting started with the defense. Alright, communication. It's hard to hear you if you're just talking like a... Yo, dude, just like move left. Yo, other dude. Move right. Yeah, right forward, just like move right a little bit. Yeah, you just want to move right a little bit. Yeah. Okay. No, we don't want that. Alright, god damn it. Let's move on. Bring green 5 back. Let's say 5 goes into now crash the cup. So previous example, he was not crashing the cup, he was just going around the cup. Now he's crashing, meaning he's coming all the way in. 5 sees that his spaceman is going now crashing cup. You will yell crash. 5 yells crash. Now either 3 or 2 can come in. It just needs to be one of you. It really depends on your preference. I think it's more useful for this person to crash. You don't even need to crash, it's just an option for you guys. Because as 5 moves in, 3 is allowed to cover him. Like this. Which makes it really difficult for the thrower to like go this way. It looks like a double team, but it's not. But the moment 5 is out of range, 3 needs to come back, otherwise it is a double team. I think on a double team call, you need to move back when he calls it, and I'm not quite sure if the stall count goes down by 2. But if nobody moves, you just stop the play and you yell a violation. So right now, this is a double team. He'll call double team. If they don't move, after the thrower yelled double team, you will just yell violation, and the play stops. And you guys talk about it. Should probably review the rules a little bit, huh? Whole year of quarantine really affected my memory of this. But usually, if people are being dickheads, you can call a foul. Just call something. If they're being dickheads, talk about it. They'll probably contest it. Any contested foul goes back to the thrower and maximum stall 7. So if they were on stall 8, it goes back to stall 7. I'm pretty sure. If that's not true, let me know, but it's around that gist. Pretty much any foul. Usually there's a contest unless like it's so obviously that the defender is like really humble. He'll just say no contest, and then you continue playing. Anyways, review. Make sure you get out once 5 is past the crash point. Now start swinging through the trap. Here, remember, you're parachuting in. Swings to the trap. Apex becomes the mark. 1 becomes the sort of helper guy for 2. If he needs it to stop it from going this way. 1 wants to stop it from going back to midfield, more importantly, than going straight behind him. So if there is a dump, excellent. Just stop the continuation throw once it's dumped. Okay. Here, there, and here. I think initially, to explain this guy's role, we just said to play man on it, whoever goes in this area. But if you go too far this way, it makes it too easy to go here. And no one's covering that spot. But specifically now, which takes a little bit more brain power, but the idea is still there. You're still in that area covering, you know, crappy throws over here. So if it's a nice big lob dump pass, you can try to stop it. But your most important goal as the dump cover is to keep it going back to midfield. So no around 2 and no continuation after dump. What you do want to let happen is a big fat swing all the way over here. Let that go off. This homeboy 6 will be ready. So question for you guys. It's on the trap side. What should the wings do? And what should the short deep do? Pause the video, think about it. We'll run through it. And we're back. Let's start with 4. Gray 4. He doesn't do anything too exciting. He can now just move back a little bit, actually. Because 3 is now sort of in his spot. Just stopping anything that goes straight up on. Obviously, 4 doesn't want to come too far back because this is still a viable throw to here. The 4 is going to stop this unless 7 needs help. 7 will need help if there's too many people just going deep. Now I did say previously 7 can move this way, 4 can move back. That is viable, but this throw right here, from here to here, is so hard. There's wind, it's virtually impossible. Even if it's a nice fat flick, pretty hard. So it'll be rather a hammer or a fat flick. But 7 will want to stop the hammer and the fat flick by moving this way generally. 4, if 7 chooses to go this way, just communicate with 4 to move back. 4, communicate with 3 that you're moving. And then 3 can adjust in and out as need be. 5 will help 3 by covering this space here. Okay. He's covering this area. Okay. Don't let anyone go in front of you. 5 does not come to cover this guy. Nope. There's too much of a hole here that would break the cup in the zone. Let swings to midfield go off. You don't want to move in and then have the continuation after one catches it to just destroy the zone. It's not what you want. It's more important that you cover. If there's no one in front of you, 5 can move back. But the moment someone gets in front of him, he's moving in. He's moving in. He's moving in. Moving in. Maybe he goes away. You can move back a little bit. You don't need to be sprinting. But just take a look, see who's around you. Beware, listen to 7. But 4 is not moving this way. Let 5 cover that spot. So 4 can move backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, just stopping this guy. Now if he has like 2 guys here, all the way back here, that's no good. You want to be right in their area, so if the disc does come there, you have a chance of stopping. Alright, we talked about 4 and 5. Oh, let's have this guy. What does 6 do? What does Gray 6 do on the trap side as defensive wing in a zone? Does he try to cover this guy? Does he try to cover this guy? Does he move in this way? What does he do? Oh, does he try to cover this guy? The answer is in between or close enough to this guy that he looks open, but you can still make an honest attempt to block him. That's the answer. And also, if there's a silly, dumbass throw that goes somehow to this guy, you can also honestly play that as well. But generally, it's more important to stay an honest distance away from this handler. In case what? Notice how I said one is stopping back to mid-thrower. So that would be this. Realistically, it would be this guy coming in. It's if there's a fat swing to 3, rather here or here or whatever. Usually what you'll see is this guy comes to help. He can't really get it. Maybe this guy's playing a bit more man-ish, which is okay. I'm not against that. But this guy doesn't move in this way. So he's standing out here. Generally, for the handlers, this person helps. And if you're too far away, you fill his position. If he's not open, he can come over here, you help, whatever, you know. You don't want to be too far away. But it happens all the time where this person comes to help, and this person's too far away, and this person's ripe and ready to just stop that. But make it look open. Even if the guy moves in a little bit, 6 can trickle in a little bit. Okay? Can trickle in. Just a tad. Obviously, if 3 comes in too far, 6 does not follow all the way through. Okay. 6 will then drop back just to stop the continuation. That's pretty much it. That is all the mid guys. Let's send everybody back. Whoa, shit. Oh, yes, you did. Okay. Okay, here I'm explaining the long swing. And 6 can make an honest stop. But in this example, so 6 can make an honest attempt to stop that, but if he can't get to it, this guy's going to have it. At that point, 6 does not mark. He will rush his ass back to stop the continuation to 4 or 5. Okay. So he'll rush back like that. The cup will try to get set back up quickly. Here, the cup does not need a parachute. You want it to swing back to the center anyway, so this is where you can spring. There's no parachuting here. Here I explained that the deep can cover 2 people. Just because there's 2 people back there doesn't mean there needs to be 2 defenders. So 7 can actually cover 5 and 6 here. Alright. The time he cannot cover the 2, it's whenever they're not at equal distance like this. So 7 as the deep will always want to make sure that there's no one behind him. It's dangerous because if someone can actually pull off that throw, It's a bit harder to get to, but you can still actually make an honest attempt to get it. But the main danger is continuation throws. The mid guys, the midfielders and the deep want to stop continuation throws as best as possible by rather getting in the lane of the next continuation, which is what 6 was doing when it swung to the opposite side handler. Just stop that momentum, breaking the zone. But obviously if 7 gets pushed back here and this guy's wide open, you can call 4 back. Don't call 6 back. So call the guy that's on the open side or trap side to come back. Don't call the guy that's on the break side to come back. Because continuation of the break side is a common thing with vert stack. I also forgot to mention why doesn't the offense run a vert stack, but I'll cover that at the end. Hopefully I remember. Alright. I think that's pretty much it about defense. What do I cover here? Sorry, this is a little long. So here I review what the offense people are doing. I did have a video of this. It was a practice review. I will cover it here as well. I really want you guys to really knock this down. So remember when we first introduced this, we had the idea of pistons when we did introduction to horizontal stack. The idea is correct. It's also effective when it's not a zone. It's just the motion you want to get adjusted to. So as one guy's going in, another guy's making a move. Then I hope you guys found out that we also had diamond cuts. Still in the same idea as a piston, where one guy's on the opposite side of the diamond. So I have popper here. The camera is the thrower. Let's actually start here. This guy comes in, this guy goes out, this guy clears, this guy's now coming in. Clears, and it makes a diamond shape. Okay. So that's the way it used to be taught. But this time around I'm changing that a little bit. I want the people in the diamond to be closer together. So here I had them opposite. I actually want this guy to start here. But as this guy comes in, crashes past the handler, this guy looks wide open. As he comes across the field, he looks wide. So let me do that. So imagine the camera is the thrower. Let me fix myself. This is the start of the diamond, so this hand's farther away from this hand. Angled, looks this way. Like a bird's eye view. Okay, so whatever. Okay. This guy's closer. Poppers. This guy crashes the cup. Comes past the mark. Hopefully the cup moves. And this guy's wide open. Alright. Sorry, I have to keep looking at my stream so I can make sure I'm actually not being stupid with the hands. It looks actually useful to you guys. So one more time. This guy's the closer guy. Crashes wide for a second. Because hopefully the cup moves and it opens the lane for the guy that's behind this guy. As this guy pops or crashes. Okay? Meow. Meow. Open. The issue with being too far away is as this guy came in to crash, this guy started moving, but he's all the way back here now. He doesn't look too open, but he still could be open. It's a bit easier to hit when he's like way up close. You can see his whole body. You can hit him somewhere across field. And also this guy can't move cross field, sorry. So he's coming back. This guy's at the end of his crash. He's all the way back. He can't go left and right because he's too far away. But there's also a homeboy playing defense right here, so that makes it hard to see him as you're coming across. Actually, some coffee. It's the Bee's Knees. Highly recommend. They make custom coffee every Friday. You have to order it online. They deliver it to your abode. It's very nice, actually. I got the mocha flavor. So instead of using Dunkin', like who wants Dunkin'? Just get the Bee's Knees. All right, that was actually a great way I just explained it there. If you're a handler. Because the biggest challenge as a handler is it's just hard to see anybody when you're throwing in a zone. What I couldn't show there is sort of the space that opens as the cup moves. It's easy to see the space once it's open, but then it closes very quickly. So it's like you have a split second to make a decision before that space is now gone. But as offensive poppers, there needs to be two of you. There needs to be one crashing the cup. There needs to be one crossing field. You don't want two crashes in a row. I mean, you can, but like it's not super useful. You want one person crashing so that the handler can dump. You can choose to also crash, but you'll just have a lot of people backfield clustering that dump area. So once you get it, I'll show you what the continuation looks like once a crasher gets the disc. Because it's something that's incredibly important, and it's something I don't see anybody doing. And unfortunately, it's hard to demonstrate what it should look like over a screen, but I wish we were on the field. But it's similar to just a give and go. The give and goes are like powerful. If you can do give and goes, you're going to be unstoppable. I guarantee it. Because that's how you beat a zone, is those give and goes. Quick, speedy, give and goes. Hey, I'm open again. I'm open again. You're going to be open. Come this way. You know, talk to your fellow teammates. Alright. Now that I explained all that, you'll see it played out here. Notice how 3 moves after 5 crashes. He will move back after this, but 6 can now come cross field. Hopefully get a disc over here as 3 comes in. But notice how 3 will go back to where he was. 6 will now have to just go back into the diamond formation. Notice what 7 can do. So just because you're on a wing doesn't mean you need to not do anything until it comes to your side. Alright, I see too many people waiting for it to come to their side, and then they start going back and forth, and they never get it. Like I said, it's the idea that's alright, but it's not practical. So once 5 crashes, 7 can come in to help. And as 6 clears back to the diamond formation, he waits to see that 2 people are there, and they begin again. 4 sees that there's 2 people, so he can wait. You'll see what 4 can do here in a second. So 4 sees 5 clearing to his side. 5 can say, yo, I'm tired, can you sub in for me? 5's tired, sits on the wing. 4 can come into the center, communicate. 4 says, you're in, boom. Wait for the lane to open, set up the tip of the diamond. Wait for someone else to be there with you, rather here or here, and then begin. Alright? So 7 and 6 are going, 4's getting ready. 4 starts, 5 sees that 4 is ready to go. 6 clears, 5's through. 6 now waits for someone else to come help him. So 6 wasn't rushing here. He was waiting for 5 to come back, or 7. 4 clears. Okay, I can do that all day. I really want you guys to get to this point. Currently, I don't see many people doing this, and I haven't even been part of the poppers myself, and we didn't used to teach it like this, and I really hope it works. So if you guys have any better ideas, let me know. This was an idea from one of you, and also already an opinion I thought I would share that I thought made more sense to me. The important thing is, poppers are also communicating with other poppers. Wing poppers are the substitutes to the main poppers. If it swings to a particular side, those wing guys can now become the main poppers, but they can still now clear to the center to relax until it swings back to the middle. And then if it swings to the trap side, it's the opposite, but there's not really much crashing on the trap side. There's sort of just coming through past, hopefully to get a dump throw. But the same crossfield cut from the second guy is still legit. Alright? Now just because I draw it up here doesn't mean it's easy to actually do. This is not easy. But it requires a lot of nice movement. Now, if somebody's tired, someone clears to your side, says go substitute, and you just say no, I'm too tired, you go do it. Like, just continuously communicate. I don't think you will ever see in a zone a clustered mess, because the zone guys are not moving. In fact, you want them to move left and right, because it will open up space for the people behind you popping or cutting. So that was just if the disc didn't move at all. Notice how I didn't cover any continuation. So this, what you saw right here, was not the most realistic thing, but it's like what you want to keep in mind to get opportunities to break the cup. Alright? The most important part about cutting is the part that happens after the initial break open throw. Like, you get a throw past the cup, the zone's now broken, you keep going with continuation. So here I explain it's pretty much the same thing on the break side, not so much on the trap side, but similar ideas. So this next example I show is the most realistic scenario I think you guys will see. So the guy crashing the cup, and we're almost done, so hold in for a little bit longer. Crashing the cup, gets it back here. Does he hold it? And if so, for how long? Think about what kind of throws he can make. And which one is the best option. And why. Let's give you 4 examples. A, he swings it to 3 immediately. B, swings it to 2 immediately. C, holds it. Or D, tries to get it back to 1. There's 2 right answers. Swinging it to 3, swinging it to 2. Continuation question. After he swings it, what does he do? Does he stand there and watch it? Or does he try to now get the next throw after swinging it? A give and go, you might say. Now, sometimes the longer answer is correct, and the longer answer here is correct. The moment you swing it and you're a popper, you are high forcing it. We'll have it play out here. You are high horsing it to get the next open throw. Beating the cup. You are racing the cup. You're off to the races. So let's have this whole thing play out. Notice what happens with the cutters and the hammers. There wasn't a travel, he actually passed it to 5. Just animated weird. Nope. Take a look. Notice what's going on here. Let's run through that one more time. Now with added assistance from your boy. 6 swings it to 3, also does a give and go. So the moment he throws it, he's off. He's not watching it, he's booking it. After this, he looks pretty open. So 3 is going to send it back to 6. 6 sees that 5 is wide open. I guess I should have had the defensive guys moving a little bit, but this is just to embellish the situation. That once you break the cup, zone's useless. And the longer you can keep the cup running at you, not set up on the actual thrower, zone's useless. This is the undeniable truth. You are racing the cup down the field with continuation passes, back and forth, looking for open space, finding the person, sending it right to him, looking for another open person, and you're sending it right to him. Usually fire will be called here, so they have to switch to man. At that point, run what we've been running forever, switch to a vert stack, or call an end zone play if you're close enough. Maybe one of these throwers are afraid to hit one of the continuation passes. I don't want you to be afraid. Look for your throw, make an honest throw. Set up correctly, and I guarantee it'll go to the person. Of course, if it's really freaking windy, then it might be a little tough, but windy throws are easier if you're closer together. And you flick it hard. Alright? So here they didn't call fire, but I just wanted to show the continuation. Because if the continuation can continue all the way down the field, like, everyone behind the thrower is useless. So it's like up to all the poppers that were just there to make a cut, time it right, and run to open space. So 7 here, make space for himself here. Like 7 was the farthest back, he makes himself some space. Look at all that space he has to use for himself. Everyone else is all the way back here. So it's just him and him. I don't know, you do a little point this way and then boom, and he can hit you. Right. Now I did do a video if the disc went downfield, but a cutter caught it and he's not confident in throwing, what he should do. He should chili. But against a zone, I don't want you to chili. Unless it switches to man. If it switches to man, you guys did your job. Actually, I'm sorry, yes. Offense did their job, defense got annihilated. So offense, if they switch to man, which they should, otherwise they're screwed. You can then chili, relax, and continue how we have been doing at practice. Chili with the disc, call an end zone, swing it back to a handler. So if you can't call an end zone, swing it back to a handler that can call an end zone. And I hope every handler on this team can call an end zone. Alright. I also said, why don't we just run a vert stack against a zone defense? The short answer is because it just won't work. Because the cup is sort of acting like a bracket. Just the cup and the mid guys are acting like a bracket. It's hard to hit the spaces we hit vert stack cutters, which are normally and always the same spot. And you also have a lot of the team just piled up into one area, and one person can cover that whole area. While the cup makes it difficult to even see those people. That's a short answer. Long answer, I don't think there is a long answer. That's just the answer. Yeah, so if you ever see people running a zone, offense, switch to a horizontal stack. Alright. Now, if the defense switches to a man, you can rather stay horizontal stack, or you can switch to a vert stack. We've covered horizontal stack against man defense before. I'm not covering it in this video because it's the same idea as a vert stack, but with utilizing space more than cut timing and stuff. But that should just about be it. Sorry this one was an hour and 15 minutes, but everything covered in this video is incredibly important. And like I said at the start, this one's being used as bonus attendance. So please, while you're off, having a good time in Christmas, if you miss the Love Tappers, message one of them, message me. If you watch this video, tell me. Let me know. Also, if this video was good, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. But none of you can see the dislikes except for me. That's totally helpful. Because I could have talked about absolute nonsense and had millions of likes, and you'd have no idea how many dislikes it had, because it could be in the billions. I don't know. Maybe there's one like with 1 million dislikes. That would probably tell you that the video sucks. And probably it's not anywhere near credible. But anyways, enough of my tangents. Everyone have a good holiday. Stay safe out there. If you ever need someone to talk to, let me know. I know school can be quite hard, but it can feel quite good after a final. But I'm always here for you guys. Always thinking about Frisbee. Always thinking about good health, good hygiene, good everything. All right. That is it for me. Take care. Sweet dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And remember, if you have a wet dream, make sure I'm in it. Peace.